Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Clayton Dembski Show, the Big Clayton podcast. It is June 16th, 2026, about 8:19 p.m. on the beautiful west coast of California, recording live out of Mill Valley. Today's Tuesday. It's been a wonderful day, as are most days these days. Feeling good, feeling grateful, feeling fulfilled, and hungry for more. So let's dive into it. We've got 8 big points on the list today, and we're going to get going. I know I say it every time. Who knows if it'll be short? Who knows if it'll be long? Bonus content before we get into it. Big Clay got a haircut, baby. I'll be looking fresh as I'm is. If you're fresh as I'm is, that's a dare I say, a mythical poll from back in the day. Fresh as I'm is, tremendous song. Used to listen to that in the second grade. Don't know the words other than when he goes, fresh as I'm is, but it's a banger. So go listen to that and put it on after you listen to this podcast. Point number 1. Today I was hired by my eldest sister to build a jungle jumperoo. And if you don't know what that is, you should probably Google it, because I doubt I will edit after and put a picture of it in. But I was offered an hourly rate or a flat rate to do it. And I asked her what her flat rate would be. She told me, and I did some quick research, a little bit of Googling, went to their website, looked into what it would take to actually build it, what tools I needed, and went ahead and took the flat rate, and it was a real case study in economics, and I decided that I would outperform the hourly rate by a landslide. So I took the flat rate. Made more sense, made a nice little chunk of money, helped out my sister, and kind of made out like a bandit. So tip of the cap to her for the high rate. It was worth it to her. I wouldn't have paid anybody nearly as close as much as I received today for building it. And it felt good to build another DIY project. It's really just assembly, so it's not like I'm fabricating something from scratch, but still feels good. Got me up and at 'em early this morning, got me out of the house, got me sitting in the sunshine in the morning to build it, and also got to use a socket wrench, which is objectively pretty fun. One of those, love it. Don't use one often. I should probably do more projects where I'm required to use a socket wrench, but it was great. I loved it. Had a nice time. So point number 1, built a jungle jumperoo mini for my sister to put up in her preschool. Point number 2, Costco haul. I went to Costco. I was already up a little bit north, closer to Costco than my apartment is. So I decided, hey, I'll go ahead and get up there. Also, when I was building the jumperoo, the air compressor that I was using to fill the tube needed to charge. So I charged it while I went to Costco because it was going to take a while. So I went to Costco, and I love Costco, one of the great establishments in America. Great prices, pretty good merchandise selection, great clothes if you're ever in a pinch and need 40 t-shirts for the price of 10. And what really stuck out to me today was the evolution of my Costco cart or my family's Costco cart, and now my Costco cart from when I was a child until now. We used to beg for dino nuggets and pre-made chicken wings and lasagna and all these delicious but pretty unhealthy and prepared frozen foods that, to be frank, back in the day, there wasn't nearly as much food education, and it probably seemed like those were really good, healthy options. They probably were healthier back then, too, made with better ingredients. A lot of American food companies have really fallen off in the last 2 decades. But besides the point, I was very proud of my cart today. I'm almost always very proud of my cart because it's a representation of how I treat myself physically when it comes to nutrition. And I've actually received some compliments on it. Just from usually like dad-aged guys in Costco who are like, "Oh, you get swole on that cart," we're like, "Hey, good for you. Looks good in there." So I've gotten a couple compliments over the years. And I thought we would do a special bit today, the Costco receipt walkthrough. So here's what I got at Costco. And we're going to start with one naughty thing, right? couple episodes ago, I talked about selling garlic butter and caramelized onion cream cheese. So I didn't sell it all. I made my money back, whatever, it's a wash, but now I have heap tons of garlic butter in my freezer. So, number one, Kirkland Signature baguette. 2 enormous baguettes for $4.99, absolute steal, baked fresh daily, fairly good ingredients. Hard to find something much better in America. But yeah, good ingredients. I enjoy it for the most part. Good ingredients for the most part. I very much so enjoy it, to clarify. So that was number one. That one, it's a little naughtier. And what I do with that is I come home, I slice it into 6 large portions, and I rub it up with garlic butter. I put a piece of parchment paper in between each of the 2, I cut a slice, cut it in half. So you have this slab that's like one big dinner portion for like you and a guest. And then I put parchment paper in between. So if I only want half, I can remove it from the freezer, just bake half if it's just me and I don't have a guest. But now I have 6, really 12 personal instances or servings. I don't know why I call it an instance. That's kind of crazy. Seems very mechanical or like robotic, whatever. But I have 12 delicious servings of prepared garlic bread that I can throw in the oven at 350 for about 12 to 15 minutes. And I have basically my ideal garlic bread. It's literally my recipe. It's how I would want to eat garlic bread. So I have those loaded up in the freezer. So I guess it's kind of contrary to me saying like, oh, frozen food earlier. But the point is, it's fresh ingredients. I prepared it all. I know exactly what goes into it. And I make it how I like it with quality ingredients. So I've got 12 servings of garlic bread, frozen, ready to bake off at a moment's notice. So thinking back to the earlier point about my childhood Costco, we'd get the Texas Toast box a lot of the time and pop one of those in the oven, with a leftover meatball or some spaghetti. And there's just a bunch of crap in that. There's chemicals, it's white bread, blah, blah, blah. And instead, now I've got my own version of that. That's all homemade. That's all how I would want it with good ingredients. So fired up on that. That was the first thing I got. Second thing I got, pack of 2 organic whole chickens. Tremendous. They're young chickens. They are, I look for the smallest ones I can find because those usually have tender meat and it's just a more kind of healthy, normal chicken as opposed to one that's like maybe pumped up with whatever stuff they're farming with. So, organic fryer, whole young chickens, delicious, 2-pack. Organic avocados. Enough said. We're close to Mexico and it's the best thing ever. Costco has the most amazing avocados consistently. It is very rare that you don't get 6 98 to 99% perfect avocados in the 6-pack. So, $10, 6 enormous and perfect avocados consistently. One of the best deals in the game, especially in terms of getting your healthy fats. Organic, boneless, skinless chicken thighs, 3-pack. Probably about 5 and change pounds of chicken thighs. Delicious for Hawaiian barbecue, any sort of barbecue, marinating, great for chopping up and making stir fries with. Love that. Organic cherries, $9.99, 2-pound box. Unbeatable. I went to Whole Foods the other day and the organic cherries are $12 a pound. And then I go to Costco and they're $5 a pound. What are we doing? What do we do? Oh, you have to buy 2 pounds. Guess what? The Whole Foods bags were 2 pounds. So I'm buying the same thing, but I'm saving $7 a pound. That's $14 back right there. Boom. Automatic. Still is. Spring mix. Enormous tub. $5. Excellent. Be able to pop a couple salads this week. Get some good roughage in. Get a little micronutrient in those greens. Delicious. Greek yogurt. Enormous tub. Non-fat. High protein. Going to go with all the fruit I got, the cherries. I'll get to what else I got here shortly. Gotta have it. You can also make a yogurt sauce with it if I want to do something Mediterranean-esque or savory. It's got no fat. It's not going to be as delicious, but I can put a little lemon in it, put a little sumac, a little cumin, and some garlic. Before you know it, you've got a delicious, kind of white cart sauce like halal cart. So, unreal. 6-pound bag of organic carrots, roast, peel, shred, carrot salad like Ray Pete, roast them with a steak and a red wine pan sauce. Do whatever you want with them. Delicious. Organic mangoes, 6 large mangoes, $9. Can't beat it. Pretty darn consistent. They also come free form in a pack, so I get in there and I pick the 6 that I want from the pallet, take them home with me. Maybe you're not supposed to do that. Don't care. Kirkland Signature turkey breast, salt, a little bit of sugar, water, turkey, no nitrates, no ammonium, no bullshit. I think that's going to be like a 5-ish pound chunk there, $21.60. So delicious. I'm going to throw it on the meat slicer, get it paper thin, stack that up, probably freeze half, slice half, keep it in my fridge. Big Clate's Deli, we're rocking. Let's go. Half and half, $6, half gallon. It cost me $6, organic, delicious, whatever. Same brand I get at the store. Cost me $5.49 for a pint. I'm getting a half gallon for $6. Worth it alone to get up to Costco. Because I'm going to be ripping cold brews all week. And then I'll probably end up making custard or a little pan sauce with some mushroom reduction, something later on as I'm getting towards the back half and realize, hey, I'm not going to drink a half gallon of half and half by the time it expires in 12 days. But I can then make something creamy and delicious to bring to my family. Wonderful. What else can you ask for in half and half? Same price, you get a half gallon, you get 4 times as much. I don't know if that's actually the conversion, a pint versus, I don't know if 4 pints is a half gallon, but maybe it is. Maybe it's 3, who cares? Black beans, 8 cans, eat them regularly, good protein, good fiber. That's one of the most processed things that I buy is just low sodium black beans in a can. Can't get enough of them. It's not really worth it to me to make my own black beans. It just takes too much effort, and the product in the can is good. So organic black beans, love it. 2 packs of organic ground beef. Enough said. 85.15. I wish it was 93.7. They stopped selling that recently, and they're back to the 85.15 organic. Life is a trade-off. We'll take it. Not tripping about it. But I got about, 8 pounds of that. TheraBreath. That's the kind of more natural mouthwash. Works really well. Doesn't have any dye in it. Doesn't have any bull crap. And I think it's pretty good. Listerine is great too, but a little much for me sometimes. And then 2 packs of pasture-raised eggs. I think they're 24 in a pack for $8. Organic, delicious, pasture-raised. Can't get enough. That's the Costco haul there. So, yeah, we got some bread. But other than that, I'm talking chicken, avocados, more chicken, cherries, spring mix, yogurt, carrots, mangoes, turkey breast, half and half, black beans, ground beef, eggs. Let's get jacked, baby. That's why I'm proud of it. That's what I love. I'm all fired up on a Costco day. My fridge is stocked to the gills. I'm going to be eating fresh, eating healthy all week. I'll supplement it with some green onions, some cilantro, a couple little fix-ins from the grocery store, like some mushrooms or something like that, maybe a squash, maybe a couple potatoes. But I'm excited. So that was Costco, and shout out to the dad age men who have given me compliments on my cart in the past. Point number 3, the Cold Brew Chronicles, baby. Emphasis on chronic. I brought one to my brother today because he supplied the air compressor pump that I filled up the Jungle Jumperoo with for my sister. So in exchange for that, I brought him a cold brew. Diluted it a little too much today. Didn't make the best one, but I got my brother on the cold brew hype. He went to Costco this evening. He got a fresh bag of beans. He's going to make a batch tonight. And he said he'll be making some vanilla bean syrup soon. I did vanilla extract syrup because I didn't have any vanilla beans, so I'm feeling a little outplayed on that front, but I'll wait until he makes it, see how good it is. And just wanted to share that I'm spreading the gospel of cold brew, spreading the hobby and enjoyment that I had it to those around me. And perhaps I'll be able to convert some other disciples moving forward here. So very happy for him, very excited to try his cold brew and see how he makes it. Hopefully I'll be over there sometime this week or weekend to try one out. And the Cold Brew Chronicles, onward we march. We're writing history as we go. Point number 4, a little less literal and practical about what I'm doing and just something I thought about, a little more philosophical. But I wrote that failure is infinitely cooler than inaction. And I think the quote, not the quote, but I think that sentence kind of speaks for itself. But to dive into it a little more, a lot of people, myself included, through many times in my life or at many points in my life, feel that it is hard to fail, it's scary to fail, and then we end up not taking a risk, not taking a chance that is ultimately the only bridge or blockade between ourselves and the version of ourselves that we truly want to be. And so I think it's very important to try things, to work hard, to try hard at things, and not care about failing, because I know it's cliche, but if you ask anybody with immense success, it's like, how'd you get here? What'd you do? They're like, I failed a bunch of times and then figured it out along the way and grew and made improvements and took strides to becoming a much better version of myself. A lot of people who found companies and who blow up and found, products that sell a whole bunch of units and all of that are people who are on their 5th or 6th or 10th or 100th idea or business or adventure. So it's way cooler to try and fail than to do nothing, because if you do nothing, if you live in the world of inaction, you essentially are failing because you'll have nothing to show for your life. So that's very important to me. I'm trying to take more risks. That's why I'm starting up Clayton's Clayton's Homemade Kitchen, my cottage food operation. That's why I am interviewing for some new jobs. That is why I am not using marijuana and focusing on being a healthy version of myself so that I have more energy to try more and to fail more and to figure out my life path along the way. I've never been envious of somebody who sits on their ass doing nothing. And as I've gotten older and more mature, I've found myself yearning for the experiences that I hear about from people around me when they do try and when they try hard. And when I look back on my life, whether it's conscious or subconscious, the times and the things that I've tried and tried hard at have ended up being the most rewarding experiences of my life. And the things that I've given up on or didn't try at, I most regret. So in summary, I think trying hard is cool. I have a lot of respect for people who try. I have a lot of respect for people who fail and keep going and keep iterating. And even if you try 5 times and fail 5 times and stop iterating after that, and you don't get up for a 6th try, you're still better off than the guy who tried 4 times and failed, or 3 or 2 or 1, or never tried and again is sitting on his couch doing nothing. So let that be some inspiration, if you will. Take it or leave it. Don't care. It's really for me, as is this whole podcast. And just wanted to emphasize that trying hard is cool. And I want to hold myself accountable to try new things and to fail and be okay with that, and use it all as positive motivation to figure out ways that work, as opposed to dwelling on what doesn't work. Point number 5. I've had a pretty heavy workouts the last handful of days. Big gym session 2 days ago. Yesterday, I did a trail run. 3 days before that, I did a even bigger and steeper and further trail run and hike that I ended up getting all hived up and itchy on because it was overgrown. Talked about that in an episode the other day. But the point is, today was supposed to be a recovery run. And basically what that meant is I went into it being like, I just got to get out there and move a little bit. I'll jog around, see how long I can go for, take it at a nice slow pace. Sure enough, it was a hot summer June day here in beautiful California, and the recovery run basically turned into kind of a more normal run. Did 6 miles at 8:15 pace, which I usually go for like 8:05 pace, so slightly slower, but the point is, I kind of gave it the 5-minute rule of like, hey, I don't really want to run today, but I'll just give it 5 minutes. It's like if you're doing a hobby or if you're learning an instrument, they're like, play at least 5 minutes a day. If you want to keep playing after 5 minutes, you naturally will. And if you hate it and don't want to keep playing after 5, at least you got in a little bit of work and kept the muscle a little fresh. So I did that today. Ended up doing a nice big run, and it's really enjoyable when the natural inclination and kind of natural response to testing things out internally is to do more and to actually get after it. I think the heat plays a good role in that. When I was in Hawaii, it was waking up warm every day and muscles being a little bit looser. Felt like my recovery was better. I wasn't so tight in the morning, and I was much more willing to get out there and walk and jog around and hit some extra workouts. So it's been very nice that it's hot here. And the warm weather just makes me want to run and move and get active every single day, if not a couple times a day. So that was really nice today. Very grateful for that, and ended up having a nice, really normal-sized 6-mile run at a pretty solid pace, especially for how sore and kind of tired I am right now. Also, part of that is that I'm eating well. I'm eating really healthy, as we just saw on the Costco list. No bullshit. very little inflammation. The carbs I'm eating are usually whole complex carbs coming from natural food sources. So that was beautiful, and it's keeping me in good shape and not eating a bunch of crap and being able to wake up not feeling inflamed, not feeling tired, not having glucose spikes throughout the day is really just a godsend. So very grateful for that. Grateful for the knowledge that's been instilled in me by those around me who have taught me about food and nutrition, and grateful for the devotion that I have for it right now. Point number 6 is all about the sun. I wrote that continuing to get sun after being in Hawaii has me so fired up. It's part of the health. It's part of the wellness, part of that recovery. Also part of what gets me going in the morning. It's really crazy how good the sun is for you. And obviously you can overdo it, but I don't think a lot of people are overdoing it. A lot of Americans especially are underdoing it. They're pale white or a lighter skin tone of whatever tone they actually are because they're not getting enough sun. You get a bunch of natural vitamin D, which is going to keep you healthier. For me personally, it makes me happy. It makes me giddy. I get excited when I'm in the sun, and I can literally feel my body like physically charging up and regaining energy from the sun, which is really cool. It's like a plant photosynthesizing. It feels like it's necessary for me to have sun to grow and to build muscle and to build endurance and to sweat and kind of like replace old cells with new cells. That's all. I don't know the science behind it, but that's what it feels like. And the more sun I get, the happier I am. Obviously, they have seasonal depression and things like that in places without sun, so there's clearly a link there. But I'm so grateful for living in California and getting to be in that sun and to have that literal natural energy source that is like charging me up every day. Did put on a little bit of natural mineral sunscreen today because the back of my neck has been getting fried out there, and I usually like to run, not usually, but lately I've been running in the middle of the day when the UV is absolutely ripping. So got to stay safe. Don't want any, skin issues or overdoing it in the sun. But I don't think that's going to happen. I get nice and kind of bronzed and a little bit olive colored during summer. So I probably look red right now because I'm kind of hot and it's warm in this apartment, and wearing these headphones makes me hot. But loving the sun, going to stay in it. And kind of segues me into point number 7 on the list. I wrote that I've been seeing these commercials for Pepsi prebiotic soda, which is fucking insane. Absolutely insane. Like, whatever you do, don't fucking drink that. I'm sorry. But to have a Pepsi prebiotic soda is like the most oxymoron fucking backwards thing ever. I saw Starbucks protein refreshers. It's fucking sugar juice with like whatever, some sort of protein foam or some bullshit on top. If you find yourself, and again, take it or leave it. I'm going to sound like a self-inflated douchebag saying this, but like, and I'm not trying to say I'm better or like I know best, but genuinely, if you find yourself falling into a trap of like, oh, this soda is healthy, or like, oh, these chips are a good protein source, and they have protein chips and stuff. If you're falling into any of those food fads and that American marketing scheme, fucking stop and check yourself, to be honest. That's not how you're going to maximize yourself. And we live in America where everything is marketed, everything is capitalism and profit-based. When I was working at Figma last summer, for example, there were folks in the office who were like, oh, I just eat these protein chips for a little extra protein. And they're like Quest bars, and they have Quest brand chips. And I looked at the fucking ingredients. It's literally some shitty like soy protein or whey protein, whatever, which I get. There's a use for that. Okay. Whey protein is not bad. Pea protein, not bad either, whatever. But the ingredients are literally like whey protein, vegetable canola, seed oil, fuck ass oil, and a bunch of natural flavor, and which is really unnatural, and a bunch of bullshit and just chemical seasoning compounds. Like, that's it. They're literally taking whey protein or pea plant protein or some other cheap bullshit protein. They're stamping it with seed oils until it's crispy into a chip, and then covering it in chemicals so that it doesn't taste like fuck. So again, if you find yourself trying to like get healthy by doing a fad or something that's heavily marketed to you, stop, check yourself, ask, what the fuck am I eating? Ask, why are chips suddenly good for a bodybuilder who's trying to get swole? Why are chips suddenly good for an athlete? The answer is they're not. They're fucking chips. They're full of crap. If it's a Pepsi prebiotic soda, do you know what Pepsi does to your fucking gut? Do you know? Anyway, getting a little preachy. I don't mean to sound like that, but the point is, that's insane. And that's not how you're going to maximize yourself. If you're just drinking it to enjoy it, hey, power to you. I'm not here to judge, but I do want to make note that it's a scam. It's complete crap. Okay. Your gut's not happy that you're drinking Pepsi, and your muscles aren't happy that you're feeding them protein in the form of Quest seed oil chips. You know what does work, and you know what's not insane? Eating real organic whole foods, or not organic if you're not even into that and you're down with glyphosate. I don't give a shit, but like eating real food, working out, getting sunshine, building community with people around you, having friends, having healthy social activity, working on something you care about, building something, fixing, cleaning, improving something in your life, doing a project. Again, that's like very holistic. But in terms of eating, eat real food. Just eat real food. It's as simple as that. Eat healthy food, eat clean fats, eat a high protein, high fat, high fiber diet, limit processed carbs, limit anything that's on the inside of a store on a fucking shelf. Go to the refrigerated section, get some vegetables, get some lean meats, and eat real food. Get some healthy fruits, not a sugary, starchy American banana, but eat the rainbow, like they say. Get some Swiss chard, get some carrots. What is that? That's kind of green, red, orange. Eat a kiwi that's also green. Eat blueberries, eat blackberries, eat raspberries. Like there's so many things out there today that are like a shortcut because people aren't devoted, and nobody's actually doing that shit. No one with good results is going, yeah, you know how I got jacked? I ate Quest brand seed oil protein chips, and I drank Pepsi prebiotic soda. And then for refreshers in the afternoon, I went to Starbucks and got their protein refresher, and now I look like a Greek god. That's not how it works. So again, take it or leave it. Just rubs me the wrong way when I see that kind of bullshit. Again, Pepsi prebiotic is what set me off. That is just clinically insane. Anyway, that was point number 7. Don't fall into the marketing fads. Don't fall into someone telling you something that is historically unbelievably unhealthy. It's like vapes. Vapes are like, oh, it's a healthy cigarette. You're like, the fuck it is. It's probably worse than cigarettes. It's awful. It's some weird Chinese glucose and just weird chemically derived nicotine compounds in a stick, and it's just destroying you the inside of you. I love a vape. Don't get me wrong. If you see me out on the town, I'm smoking a vape. It's not mine, but I do enjoy hitting it, and I'm going to ask, can I hit that thing? But you should know that it's not like some healthy, clean version of a cigarette, and you're actually fucking yourself. Same with the Pepsi prebiotic soda. Point number 8, onward. Consistency is the secret to life. Not the secret to life. Well, maybe it is. It's one of the secrets to life. Manifestation, true internal conviction in your consciousness, being aligned to having your desires recognized. That is a secret to life as well. Believing in yourself. Again, the classic, hey, if you believe you can do it, or if you can't do it, you're probably right trope. All of those are true. And those are secrets to life as well. But consistency is one that really resonated today. I wrote consistency in diet, exercising, lifting, intellectual pursuits, work, whatever your work is in your life. Consistency and true devotion will outperform everything else. Even the people who look like they got rich fast, or they got in shape quickly, or they, whatever. It's just not how things work. Rome wasn't built in a day. A man with the physique of a Greek god was not built in a day. And I think particularly I think about it in diet, because consistency is so key, and so many people go on a good diet, they eat healthy 6 days a week, then they have a cheat day where they go off the rails, and it really is easy to completely wipe out the progress of the week and actually set yourself back from a net perspective, even if you have like 6 good days, then 1 bad day consistently. That's a negative consistency. That's not going to help you out. If you have positive consistency, if you stick to your goals, if you have goals written in the first place and you consistently work towards achieving them, it's like Warren Buffett says of, having time in the market. It's like the best way to make money in stock markets. Like there are people who get rich quick, blah, 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 Bitcoin millionaires, billionaires, etc. Things happen, whatever. But in aggregate, the majority of people, and aside from those very few one-off outliers, consistency is going to get you there in whatever it is. If it's a skill, playing 5 minutes a day is going to, guitar, for example, is going to get you way more skill than playing an hour once every 2 weeks. If it's a diet, eating healthy every day and changing your habits and devoting yourself to that consistency, it's going to outperform forcing yourself to, be perfect 6.5 days a week and then going off the rails and eat a bunch of pie and cake and fucking yourself over that way. So, same with exercise, same with lifting, stretching, recovery. Consistency is key. Didn't have a super fleshed out thought on this, but the point is, every time I've been consistent in my life, it yields better results and it feels better, and it's much easier to devote yourself to something that way. Or I guess it's kind of reverse. It's easier to have consistency when you are devoted to something, because you're not fighting resistance. You're not fighting some discipline for the sake of discipline, but rather you're aligning your entire self to the goal and kind of funneling down day over day. Where I think about it with smoking weed, for example, it's much easier to tell yourself after 100 straight days of not smoking, I'm not going to smoke because that's not what I do. That's not who I am. As opposed to being on day one, where if you haven't been consistent, you're like, well, I just fell off the wagon and it's only been 1 day, so I'll just smoke again. I can get that 1 day back in 1 more day of just refraining. So consistency is key. Stay on it, and probably wrap it up there. I'm pretty tired. I need to take a little shower. I'm pretty hot right now. Pretty sweaty from yapping. And that's about it. 8:51 p.m., June 16th, 2026, Tuesday, West Coast, Mill Valley, California, the Big Clayton podcast on the Clayton Dembski Show. I haven't decided between those two names, and I like them both. That's why I call it that. But we'll see. We'll see how things evolve. We'll keep going. I'm going to keep going. I've got a bunch of healthy food to eat this week. I've got a couple cool tasks and projects ahead of me. Some good workouts as well, and some good sunshine and some good family time. We'll talk more about it later this week, but doing a little family get together in Napa on Saturday. So very excited for that. Got to plan a little menu, see what we're going to eat, see what we're going to cook, if we're going to grill, and very stoked to spend some time with the fam. So that's it for today. Love yourselves, love each other, be great, honor God, and get in the sun, get some sunshine, do something you love. So be well, and until next time, Big Clay, signing off, baby. That's all we got.